For those of us who love watching the NFL, we see it almost each and every week, and especially now that the extra point has been pulled back and we see kickers missing extra points, and it's become an interesting point after attempt process because it used to be 99.8% that they hit on. Now it's dropped to, it's more like an 85% kick, and we see it almost each and every week, and because the kick's isolated, it's like, oh, if a kicker misses one or two and it's not a guy that's got a proven track record, that head coach, he's looking for a guy who's reliable because these guys are expected to hit 85% of their kicks in the NFL or they're going to be gone unless, again, they've been doing it for 10 years. Then they've got a little bit longer of a leash. But we saw one in Mike Nugent this year with Cincinnati, who was a very successful kicker, but he had a string of 4 or 5 bad games, gone. Nick Weiler had an exceptional year 2 years ago at 20 for 23, not so much at 15 for 21. That's just looking at the numbers. I'm sure it can be put into context. But your thoughts about Nick Weiler possibly making an NFL roster?
I'll tell you what, Nick was someone that Coach Fedora could rely on. You know, the year before Nick started was miserable for UNC from kicking wise. I mean, I think they really felt like unless they were inside the 30, kicking was just not an option, which kind of hurts your offense when you can't get the 3 points you need in certain situations. Nick came on, like you said, in 2015 and just became that dependable field goal kicker. He had a great senior year as well. I mean, Nick was the one that came over to Coach Fedora when they had that long kick against Florida State at the buzzer and said, I can kick this. And he said, go do it. So, you know, he had that famous kick down in Tallahassee. And so he's got distance on his kick too. He was a great kickoff specialist. So his kickoff percentages were outstanding. I think with kickers, like you said, there's so many kickers, they just have to get that chance. And I hope he gets into a camp. He deserves to get into a camp somewhere and just show what he can do. And, you know, I look at kickers like I do golfers sometimes. It's just those guys that get in the groove at the right time. If he can get in the groove at the right time when he gets invited to one of these camps, he can make a team. He's just got to get the opportunity.
All right, Jeff Greenberg from Inside the ACC doing yeoman's work for us tonight as North Carolina has a slew of NFL draftees as well as guys looking to make it in a camp as an undrafted free agent. Jeff, I always appreciate the insight. You do a great job of lining things up for us and giving us perspective on where the Heels are headed and where they have a shot of making, forging a career in the NFL. Jeff, we appreciate the time.
Thanks, Mark, always.